little noisy up in here. Big old Spaniard this year, and of course this winter, this is the guy that's kind of carrying the target right now. If there were a bounty on winning, this guy would have it right there on his shoulder in the modifying division. Just one bad dude right now that he's going. What'd you say? I can't hear you. All right. I just thought maybe my ears were ringing. Nice job. Distance comes on the board at 3:04 and 90. 3:04.90. Brandon Simon. Simon says, give him a hand. All right, friends, we got Liquid Tube. Best Designs represents the house brand of Liquid Tube, along with many private labels for industry-leading equipment manufacturers. Liquid Tube is the top-selling premium total tire protection in the United States and is also a major export product sold in over 118 countries. Best Designs works with companies and individuals involved in heavy-duty, commercial, transportation, and agriculture industries. Liquid Tube coats the inside of your tires and wheels to keep air-filled tires properly inflated for the life of the tire, which is Farmington, Minnesota. Jeremy. Again, what a cool sound. How about a nice round of applause, Henry? Woo-hoo! Turbine's here tonight. All right, grandstand side, you're being awful quiet. Let me hear you over here. There we go now. I can hear you. Are you having a good time tonight? All right. Well, we thank you for being here with us. Glad we can be a part of this again. This is year number 3 or 4 for me. I can't keep track anymore, but somehow, some way, Jeremy and Miles have been so kind to let me jump on again. And boy, it has been a awful pleasure. Awful good pleasure, as I said. And we mentioned earlier, I do have to say this again. Thanks for putting up with me being a little bit more out. Okay, we look out here at the old Turf Slinger. Yes, indeed. Here we come now. Jed Leister. Miles, what do you think? I think he's your leader. We're going to move the leader cone a good bit there. He was just doing exactly what he needed to do on the launch and looking for a chance to repeat, no question. Yeah, we're going to take that leader flag and move it just about 25 feet, friends. Do it 330.19. Let them hear ya. Their new leader. Your Mid-Top Tire Modified. Well, the Leicesters always tough in Henry, Illinois, and just threw one down here tonight, no question about it. 330.19 is the new lead. I don't know about you guys, but I'm chewing the air, man. It gets you out here. You got a great night. For your third seat, we got plenty of drinks, water, lemonade, and of course, a barley pop, if you will. We got them in the beer garden. Grab a few of them with the tent. But remember, we got volunteers helping out here tonight. Run across your state this summer of 2025. Yes, sir. That Freeport show is going to be a great show. Actually, the track builders that are taking over that show, they're very excited for it. So come on, not far from home. Go out and support them. Find Hot Shot Speakers. Pro Bowling League online. Follow the points, follow the schedule, and have a great time. All right, gentlemen, who do we have here? This will be the third entry from the Walsh team, of course, and, you know, you basically pull it off the track, you do a little cleaning, and you're ready to go again, and that's pretty easy and pretty simple in the way that it sounds. Now, each of these about 3,000 horse coming to the starting line. A little bit different than the last configuration he was on at Roseworth of Pratt Whitney. Each of those about 4,500 horse, each about 3,000 apiece as we come to the starting line now. He's going to watch those gauges, get pretty comfortable with what the capacity is on those. And the CEs, we need to be about 90%. These are strictly military. And now over the course of time, it's starting to get a little bit harder and harder and harder to gather true parts for these very turbines. They're all turned with the air we're pulling in. We're driving like crazy to get more air to spin. We got to make those wheels turn. The turbines do so. The T-64s require a little bit more finesse in driving. The other, of course, Pratt & Whitney's a little bit easier to get to drive. You can hear that heat starting to build up. RPM levels starting to rise just a little bit. Like one of the big old tires might have left loose there, Miles. I think quite right there with his right rear meat top. There's no question. As it made the rim, as he was a hard right here. And sort of heard that pump there just a little bit as well. And I thought that was actually from the power plant, but it may not have been, as this tire was flying pretty hard. Yeah, give it up for him, friends. One thing, great to see Bruce, yes sir, and Tyler, they said the damn off happened in the beer garden again tonight, so I heard he was a big winner last year. Fun stuff. We got P-Tops coming up. Modified time, Jeremy. Yep, here we come now with the Walsh Brothers out of Austin, Wisconsin. The Marathon Crop Performance 2.0. You got 3 General Electric C64 turbines. Like a helicopter, Bell helicopter or a military helicopter. 680 cubic inches. Max Turbo 6.5 on the inlet side. This is the cream of the crop, the top. This is what you came to see, fans. Big smoke here tonight. Up number 1, Hayden Arnold in the new Era machine coming to us out of Hagerstown, Indiana. The John Deere 410-8R. Known as New Era. Here at America's Bull in Henry, Illinois. Got a little bit of flame there, and it started about that 300-foot mark or so. And you think about Hayden there, they started everything he had right at the 5.0 setup. That's really what we were kind of going with, was the 5.0 Pro Stock class, which is kind of a new regional level class that has launched. And they have now configured this tractor to be a full Pro Stock tractor. And Mark Lawyer will be out just later this summer, hopefully, with the other team tractor with a full configuration as well. So we talked a little bit earlier about how our first year. This tractor made famous by his dad, the late great Don Masterson, arguably one of the best Pro Stock pullers ever to exist. No question about it. And always a staple here at Henry. They say, Jay, of course we're coming back. We love to put on a show. One more crystal base on the shelf, why wouldn't you? Might break the all-time tie in Pro Stock. We'll just have to wait and see as he looks for his number 4th win to his career. That's it, John Deere, we shall see. It's just unreal what these Pro Stock tractors are able to do. Once we get past 300 feet, the sled load is topped off. It's just sheer muscle at that point, and that's all we're doing is just putting power to the track. And the Hollands, of course, have stepped up like crazy over the course of the last year, introducing a Pro Stock tractor as well as a Super Stock diesel tractor to their fleet of vehicles they are running, or their team of vehicles, we'll call it. For more information, go to LemkeJr.com. That's LemkeJr.com. All right, what do we got coming up next, Mr. Jeremy? Another John Deere. Yes, sir. This will be the Bulletproof Buck. Shop there. And this gentleman has a big excavating business. Does a lot of dirt moving there in Texas. Well, they brought 2 of them with us this weekend. This is the Bulletproof Buck coming into the evening. He sits number 2 in our championship points. Our mark to beat is 3:59.01.
Let's go! What are you yelling about over there? Hey, man, little tractor!
All right, fans, again, Pro Stock Tractors, Lemke Motorsports, going to bring all the action away. We go! Well, he covered a whole lot of real estate from the far corner to the back over to the center here. Had to hit the brakes to stay away from that chalk line and bring it back towards the center.
And that 8:30, of course, you go back to the introduction from the Tantrum team out of Tuscola, Illinois. It has always been a looker and a very big class favorite, no question about it, Mr. Clinton Meddy.
Yeah, covered a lot of ground, like you said, from up here in the coast, as you can see, those crowds are Pittsburgh, Indiana. Here we go, John Deere fans. Lights are on. What do you think? Here we go. Here we come now, the bull wagon. Conley Medding, Nordheim, Texas. Your mark to be 3:59:01. How about that, gentlemen? Ladies, you like it too?
Yeah, the young man from Texas, obviously two-tractor team. Dad did his driving. This is younger brother Conley doing the driving. And Connor over here.
Running back to grab the Show No Mercy unit to get a first place finish. Walloped everybody at 3:57:51. Friends with a big, big hand. All the mini rods put on a great show for you here tonight. Here we go.
Oh man, he was on his way. There's no question about it. Had a good run going. Folks, give him a nice round of applause out of Arthur, Illinois, Mr. Travis James.
Longtime Pro Stock competitor, also a modified tractor pilot. Drove two-wheelers as well. The Simons drive pretty well anything they'd like to out there in Farley, Iowa. They got a whole bunch of bullet toys. Yeah, and just recently put up a pretty big first set of pull out there. Pretty exciting stuff happening out there. Stable there in Iowa. 3:59:01, still a distance to beat. Let's see what happens here. Brandon Simons, brand new Pro Stock there beside. Good for a picture.